Hey guys, welcome to another Anon Gaming video. Today we are looking further into the patch 1.05 on Mass Effect Andromeda Multiplayer. I did one earlier, but that was a lot of my speculations. They are correct, but now we have the official patch details and I have some stuff from you guys. So the first thing this patch introduced was the Solarian Architect, health of 429, 270 shields, and he has skills of Remnant, Barricade and Incinerate. Along with this we have a new weapon. I must say that Archrophage told me about the Solarian first, so congratulations to you if this is some sort of competition. Joe Wallace mentioned that the Inferno sniper rifle has been added to multiplayer. I'm pretty sure it wasn't there before, so he is correct there, so well done on that. So that is an ultra rare weapon, so I look forward to packing that hopefully, although I'm not having too much luck. One thing I've noticed that isn't in the patch details, when it comes to objectives like the like of devices and uploads, which were quite a pain in the arses before. If you did a device, it would take ages to do it. It took about 20 seconds. Now it is a lot more rapid. You can do those devices a lot more quicker. It's not a pain to get them on difficulty level wave 7, just because now they go a lot faster. Look how fast my Krogan is doing it right now. This is a lot faster than before. The same with uploads. Uploads were annoying because if an enemy came into the circle, it would stop the upload. It still stops the upload, but now the upload goes a lot quicker, so those objectives have become a lot easier. That's something I noticed that isn't in the patch notes. Also in this gameplay, it may look a little bit shoddy to you because I'm trying out the Matic and Disciple again for various reasons. This will be detailed when I read through the patch notes. So let's get into the patch notes officially announced by BioWare that it was released on their blog. So if you'd rather read them than listen to me and watch my shitty gameplay, that is totally fine. So when it came to player abilities, melee has been nerfed in some respects. To reduce the effectiveness of repeated melee against tougher enemies, player melee attacks can now be interrupted by enemy attacks. This is fair enough. A lot of the time I was seeing 2 Krogans go in on a Hydra and take them out. So maybe that is well needed, because it was quite funny to just see 2 Krogans headbutt a Hydra and take it out. Anyway, and then we also have the challenge tracking. Bartic Tech and Combat Detonation Challenge now update on the challenge screen. Lance and Throw will now successfully increment the Biotic Detonation combo challenge progress. Stealth Grid, something that a lot of you have outlined to me. Sometimes when you pop Stealth Grid, it would pop you straight back out of it. It's a problem I'm having right now with my Barricade. Whenever I put on Barricade, it seems to be turning itself off. But what the problem was Stealth Grid was turning instantly off as soon as you activated it. That has hopefully been patched now, and I hope you see that. I haven't been able to test it out. Also, Bionic Ascension fixed an issue that prevented the Kinexus from gaining Bartic Ascension charge when not the host of the match. On to weapons. I detailed a lot of these earlier, so I'm just going to run you through them. If you want more specifics, please read the blog spot by EA/BioWare. So the first one is assault rifles, and the first one they detail is the Matic. It fixed an issue that prevented the Matic from reaching its designated rate of fire. However, they've increased its rate of fire now and fixed that bug, but now they've lowered its damage by quite a bit. It's gone from doing 71 to 89 damage per round to 50 to 63 damage per round, and this is kind of ridiculous. I'm using the Matic here. It's a level 5 Matic, so it's obviously had its damage upgraded. It's also got a modification that does 19% more damage. I can see a change in rate of fire, but I don't see it being more effective than it was before. It's still a pretty trashy gun. I think even if they kept the amount of damage it was doing the same, the Matic would still not be a go-to weapon for a lot of people. They need to keep the damage the same and increase its rate of fire. That's something I'm a little bit annoyed about. However, to counteract the fact that they've decreased its damage, it now has more ammo capacity that can be as high as 200 ammo. The Sandstorm has been increased. I detailed that in my other video if you want to check that out. That has gone from 112 to 134 damage a round to 140 to 168 damage per round. Again, this upgrade has literally done nothing for the Sandstorm. The Sandstorm is still a pretty trashy gun to use. I've tried it out and there's not a significant upgrade there. Sweeper increased damage per round from 60 to 72, now it's 64 to 77. Not a massive increase there, only an increase of 5. Valkyrie increased damage per round from 80 to 93 to 86 to 99. Again, that's only an increase of 6 damage. Halbert has only had an increase, has had quite a substantial increase of 20. That's quite nice to see. On to pistols, the Predator. The Predator also benefits from the rate of fire adjustment applied to the Matic assault rifle. Increased damage per round from 38 to 51, that's 54 to 72. quite a substantial upgrade, but it's decreased its rate of fire from 500 to 450. The Carnifex has gone from 155 to 195 damage per round to 175 to 220 damage. The Hornet has increased damage per round from 37 to 49, now it's 44 to 55 per round. The Phalanx, a gun that I reviewed yesterday, has had a substantial increase of 20. Now it can do a max damage per round of 142, that's up from 113. And the Scorpion has had an amazing increase. It was already an effective gun. Increased damage per round from a maximum of 512, now it can be a maximum of 580. That is really nice to see. And if there's any of these guns that you think, oh, maybe you need to go back and re-review them as of this patch, I can hopefully do that for you. When it comes to shotguns, I've had a lot of problem with shotguns. I'm using the Disciple here for another patch reason that I will detail in a minute. But the Hesh has been upgraded. It has had increased ammo. It is now able to carry 60 to 75 ammo instead of 40 to 50, depending on what level it was. That's okay to see, but I would have liked to see more upgrades to shotguns because they are pretty useless and trashy at the moment. Onto sniper rifles, the Shadows had an increase, something I detailed, but that's only up by 6 damage, so it did a base level damage of 27, that's gone up to 34. The Indra, something that I also slagged off a hell of a lot, has had increased damage per round. It can now, its base damage is, instead of being 84 now, is 105. The Vanquisher has been fixed, a bug that caused the Vanquisher to have an extra 100% headshot bonus. So that's basically a decrease in it. I never really noticed that, but I guess that is kind of cool to see. Now we go on to General, and this is why I am using the Disciple here. The Disciple had a problem with its reload that I noticed in my review, along with any other like shotguns I have reviewed, like the Ruzad. Apparently, as of this patch, weapon reload has been fixed, and I confirm it has been fixed. If you watch me using the Disciple here, you can see that the animation lines up a lot more cleanly than before. It makes it feel like the reload is happening a lot quicker as well. I'm not sure whether this is because the animation has been fixed or whether it's because they've also increased its rate of reload, but I'm pretty sure the animation being fixed makes the reload feel a lot better than it was before. Boosters, Assault Rifle Amp 3 now does 30% boost instead of what it said before, which was supposed to be 35. It's supposed to have been 30%, but they put 35 in the text, so that's just a text change there. Enemies, Ket. Ket Anointed players can no longer avoid damage by standing up against a firing Anointed. Ket Ascendant. Ket Ascendant Orb will now give 15 points when killed instead of points equal to the Ascendant himself. Ket Behemoth, which is a boss objective. I've never come up against the Behemoth, and I'm not sure why, even though I've tried to do the Apex mission he's supposed to be in. Behemoths are more likely to target nearby enemies. Outlaws. Outlaws have been increased. Apparently they were too easy. I understand lots of people going on the map that I'm currently on now and selecting Outlaws just because they are the more squishy enemies, a lot more predictable enemies. So Outlaw Adahai. Adahai no longer attempt to chain sync attacks. Outlaw Agent. Outlaw Agent's holographic clone will no longer give points. This is fair enough. Sometimes you could kill the holographic clone and get like literally plus 240, and it was a really spongy enemy, or not spongy, a really light, easy enemy to kill. So then you got a lot of points for basically nothing. So that's been fixed. You get plus 15 now, I believe, so a massive downgrade. Outlaws Sharpshooters have been increased a lot. Sharpshooters now fire more frequently, especially against targets out of cover. Sniper rifle damage increased by 44%. Sharpshooters sprint more often. Aiming time is now shorter at shorter ranges. Aiming and impact audio now clearer. No longer pursue melee targets over long distances. I think that's fair enough because a lot of the time they didn't shoot or aim for ages. I think they should have just increased the amount of times they shoot and not increase the damage of the sniper by 44%, because now they could become a lot harder. I didn't notice it in this gameplay, but it may be something that annoys you. Outlaw Berserker. Berserkers are more likely to target nearby players. That's fair enough. Outlaw Hydra. Sync attack is now lethal. Hydra is more likely to target nearby players. Hydra now lose their target but no longer cancel firing when their target cloaks while locked on. Fix situations where the Hydra body would reappear after being destroyed. And finally onto our Remnant type. Remnant have been fixed apparently. Apparently the Observer was a little bit too good at his job, they say. The Remnant Observer can now lose their targets while firing the target's cloaks, maximum beam duration decreased from 6 seconds to 5 seconds, beam damage decreased by 10%, remnant nullifier, rate of fire has been decreased against enemies in cover, projectile attacks now travel faster and hit harder, stay stills and fires in more situations, no longer flees in protracted melee situations, single player only fires less frequently on lower difficulties, remnant destroyers are more likely to target nearby players, fixed situations where the destroyed body and turret would reappear after being destroyed. So that's basically everything that EA/bioware have said they've patched in multiplayer. There might be other stuff you noticed, like I noticed the stuff with devices and uploads. Again, if you see those, leave them in the comments, let people know, just so they know basically. And I think this is a step in the right direction. A lot of stuff that you wanted to be fixed, such as shotguns and assault rifles in general, haven't been fixed the way you wanted to, but I guess it's a step in the right direction. At least something's being done. There's been a lot of changes to single player, which is probably one of the most important aspects of the game. That's why a lot of people play Mass Effect. It's not for the multiplayer. I think we're in the minority, the people who play the multiplayer in Mass Effect, because it is a single player game. So let them do the single player updates. They've done a lot there, like improving eyes on characters, animations, and likes of that, along with game breaking bugs. They haven't fixed server issues on multiplayer yet, which I'm quite annoyed at, because I still lag out of about 1 in 3 games. So again, I want to see that fixed, but hopefully once single player is patched, multiplayer will just get better and better. We'll see more guns, maybe we'll see platinum, etc. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a nice day. Cheers.